You decide to call. Isn't that sweet?
I'm not. Okay, so
You know I'm about to go live. I texted you a while ago, my child.
I never know when your show is. What's you're about to go live now?
Yes. So on Mondays I have two shows.
Oh,
One,
okay. Because I was gonna say I'm thinking it's evening time.
one in the morning, and one in the evening. Only on Mondays though.
Only on Monday. See, yeah, I
Yes, but
definitely
I
want to
just
figure out
wanted
that.
because I don't do well with the texting.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that you were clear on what I was saying. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ZoWhat Morning Show. It is February. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the link? Do we have the same description as last week?
No, I see Pope Francis critically sick, Lavar ball, foot amputated, RollingStone critiques.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay. All right, there we have it. Shout outs to everyone. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a great Monday. To everyone, I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Let's get busy. We got a lot of things to cover in a short amount of time. I'm setting a goal right now. Listen, everybody get in here, hit the like button. We only ask that 30 people contribute to the channel. I set a goal. Hopefully you guys can get in there and make this goal possible. Everybody hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe. Let's talk. So we got...
Blanks just gave you $4.99.
Oh, thank you. We don't have to shout it out just yet. I'm going to get everybody, plus our moderators are in there. What up, moderators? Moderators, please acknowledge and show love to these folks. What up, James Blanks? Oil for the machine is what he says. Salute, Zo. Everybody gets a shout out. Everybody gets love. Let's show appreciation, approval, acknowledgement, acceptance of our folk who are in here ready to get busy. All right. So, all you folks trying to say, Zo, you didn't send my package? Well, it's been sent. And when I ask you to follow instructions, it's real simple. Don't send me a receipt from my website because those receipts are not generated. It makes me look at you suspicious. Though my website doesn't generate a receipt, okay? What I get from on my end, and I'm talking about send me what I get on my end because you get the same thing, because when I ask people to do it and they're following instructions, they send me exactly what I get. I say, send me your PayPal receipt, because PayPal gives you a receipt. If you send me another kind of receipt, I'm going to say, I don't know what that is. I say, send me your PayPal receipt. We shipped on February the 22nd. We shipped to Knoxville, Tennessee, Philadelphia, PA, Decatur, Georgia, East St. Louis, Spring Hill, Florida, and Campbell, California. This is He is Risen. All right. We shipped to Abingdon, Maryland on the 4th of February. All right. Abingdon, Maryland. Now, and please understand, like, some of my people, man, are kind of like unaware of what's going on. Weather affects how soon you get your package, especially if it's traveling from west to east. If it's coming from me to you and y'all got snowstorms and freeze and rain, they'll tell me when I'm shipping it there, they'll say, well, it's going to be a delay for this package. Hell, we had fires and people were like, hey, where my package at? Did you know all of Southern California's postal service was disrupted because there were post offices that were burnt down in the Pasadena area? So in Altadena, post offices burnt down. So those post offices have to make adjustments for hundreds of thousands of people who are used to getting mail shipped to them. They got to go somewhere else to pick up their packages, and it affects everybody else's movement. All right? The 5th of February, Lakewood, Washington, Moreno Valley, California, Tallahassee, Florida, Grand Prairie, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, Sacramento, California, Columbus, Georgia, Glen Burnie, Maryland. I'm just letting you know. These packages are being shipped out. And I don't like to play the I didn't get my package. Listen, I'm holding on to these for a reason now. Here we go. Phoenix, Arizona. Fort Worth, Texas. Hamtramck, what is that? Milwaukee? I think Michigan. Hamtramck, Michigan? I guess that's what it is. Mansfield, Texas. Jamaica, New York. Durham, North Carolina. Meridian, Mississippi. He is risen is all over the nation. All right? New York, New York, Maricopa, Arizona, McKinney, Texas, Spring Hill, Florida, Tampa, Florida. Wait, hold on. This is 1:30. This is January 30th right here. This is 2/12 right here. Phoenix, Arizona, Fort Worth, Texas, Hamtramck, Michigan, Mansfield, Texas, Jamaica, New York, Durham, North Carolina, Meridian, Mississippi. Here we go. Karnak, Texas. Wait, this is 2/20/25. So we got Karnak, Texas, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, Chicago, Illinois, Decatur, Georgia, Grovetown, Georgia, Houston, Texas, Bonita, California. All right, and this one is January 28th. If you notice, it's been a very busy couple of months for He is Risen. We are running low on supply. Othello's is going out tomorrow. All right, if you want your He is Risen, go to my website right now, MrZoWhat.com, and order the remainder. We have a very limited supply. You do know that this stuff continues to support Dr. Russell, who lost everything. Pretty soon I'm going to be bringing Dr. Russell back on the show. I had a conversation with him yesterday. He is doing well. He has relocated for the time being. He wants to rebuild. This is keeping him afloat a little bit. All right? And we want to continue to support him. January 28th, McDonough, Georgia. Elkins Park, Pennsylvania. Portland, Oregon. Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. Bowie, Maryland. Philadelphia, PA. Detroit, Michigan. Wichita, Kansas. Brooklyn, New York. All right? So He is Risen, as you can see. These are the latest receipts. If you heard your city, if you heard your town, that's what it is. Let's get down. Okay? If you want to get yours, all you got to do is go to MrZoWhat.com. All right? MrZoWhat.com. Order right now. All right. Let me keep going. Total Package Energy. An amazing company, black-owned business, energy business in terms of, I love this brother because he's a chemist, he's a scientist, he created a brand, he created a product where, you know, if we're going to drink C4, if we're going to drink energy drinks, why not get his stuff? He's a black-owned business out of the Bay Area. We've been promoting him for damn near 9 years. Total Package Energy. Tell him Zoe Williams sent you, man. Zoe Williams, Total Package Energy. He's got B12 shots. He's got vitamin C shots. He's got pea protein. Please, please, please continue to support. Everybody hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. It's 122 people in here. We're asking that 30 of you guys support my goal campaign here. Please support my goal campaign. We have a campaign that's trying to reach 30 supporters here. All right, it's 119 people in here. Hit the like button. Let's get in the algorithm and let's start the show. Let's get this thing cracking. All righty. This is about to be quite interesting. Who I want to start with? I sent you 2 emails. You got them both, right? All right. Let's just jump right into it. Michael Jackson. So the Rolling Stone, who gave Rolling Stone the permission to speak on our music? And I'm not saying there aren't black people that work at Rolling Stones, but Rolling Stones are making the most Drake-like assessments when it comes to black culture. It has to be somebody white. It can't be a black person. Do you understand? Listen, Rolling Stones is borderline narcissistic. What do narcissists do? Narcissists try to demean, demoralize, and smear campaign you. They try to shut you down with lies. And because they have this big publication and they have been an integral part of American music in terms of journalism, they're seen as a type of authority, right? And the way America is set up, nobody really gets to speak unless they're an authority on something, right? So even if you have somebody that's talking nonsense, if they are considered an authority, right, they get to continue to speak this nonsense. Rolling Stone has declared, as if anybody asked, nobody from the black community asked you, did you do a poll? Right? Because when you start, this is purely anecdotal. When you start doing scientific inquiries, one of the ways to do a scientific inquiry is to create surveys, is to create a poll to find out what people are actually thinking instead of trying to lead people in a particular direction, right? Rolling Stone has declared that Lady in My Life, the record, is the worst song on Michael Jackson's Thriller album. You mean the album that sold 125 million copies worldwide? It's the worst song because it wasn't a single? Didn't have to be a single. If you know anything about Thriller, the label was ready to give up in '84. See, let me tell you something about record companies. They thinking, oh, ain't no more money to be made. We done made all the money we're gonna make off of Thriller. We've already made it. Let's move on to the next project. This is what labels think. There's no more money to be made. It was Michael that said, damn y'all, I know it's 2 years later, but I'm gonna put up my own money, because he asked them to put up the money. They said, no, let's move on to the next album. It's 2 years later, Mike. He said, now I'm gonna put up my own money and I'm gonna hire John Landis, and he's gonna produce. John Landis produced American Werewolf in London. He's gonna produce this video. It's gonna be a horror movie, Thriller. The label wasn't even behind it. This is why I'm saying, how is it that Rolling Stone can declare anything? I worked with high-level music executives. And when I say music executives, I'm talking about the owners, the presidents of the labels. These white people don't know what nothing sound like, which is why they hire black kids who understand, who got their ear to the ground. They really don't know what nothing sounds like or what it's supposed to sound like. You have to interpret to them. You have to interpret like, yo, this right here, That's what Stretch and Bobbito and James Broadway did for Steve Rifkin when he had the damn Wu-Tang demo in his hand and didn't know what the hell to do with it. Stretch, Bobbito, and James Broadway, West Coast legend who just lost his house in the Altadena fire, man. They're telling Steve Rifkin, hey, Riff, you bugging. This Wu-Tang, this is the next wave. These label execs don't hear nothing. Now, I will say this. Clive Davis has an ear. Clive Davis be hearing certain things. So I'm going to give Clive his flowers. But for the most part, these guys don't know what it's supposed to sound like. When Michael Jackson brings Epic Record executive the demo of Shake Your Body Down to the Ground, they can't hear it. They're like, yo, this group is washed up. What? Oh my God, what is this they bringing? You can't hear boom, 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 gung, 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 gung. You can't hear that? Let's dance, let's shout, shout. Shake your body down to the ground. You can't hear that? You can't hear it. They don't hear it until it's a hit. So they put it out reluctantly. Like, oh, God, they washed up. We got them from Motown. Motown got everything they're going to get out of this group. And then all of a sudden, it starts to take off. Do you see? Did you know, who at Rolling Stones knows Quincy Jones or knows Michael Jackson and knows the process by which they created those records? Did you notice Quincy Jones producing the record? Do you know that's Rod Temperton who wrote the song and Michael Jackson singing it? Yeah, like, what is there somebody on over there at Rolling Stone who still feels butthurt? No pun intended. They might feel like, oh, he got off, he's a pedophile. Well, let's look at the facts. FBI followed him for 10 years, didn't find anything. Didn't find anything. Followed him for 10 years, didn't find any improprieties. People who accused him also perjured themselves, lied. They not credible. Is that what it is? Is that what makes you try to diminish? And Michael Jackson isn't the only one they got a problem with. Do you remember? They had a problem with Prince. Prince was nominated. Watch this. Michael and Prince are nominated for the same amount of Grammys. 38. Prince won 7 out of 38. Fucking Jay-Z got 24 Grammys. How? Make it make sense, Sway. M. Clark, 555. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's our second. We're asking for 30. We need 29 more. 200 people in here. Thank you, thank you. We appreciate the support. Please continue to support. But let me say, remember, Prince goes and does that rock and roll Hall of Fame performance with My Guitar Gently Weeps. He went to do that on purpose because Rolling Stone the year before left Prince off of the greatest guitarist list. So Prince had an ulterior motive for why he wanted to get on stage and shred that guitar, just to show them. Do you know during the rehearsal, Prince was un-Gemini-like. He was allowing these guys to, I'm going to play the solo. And Prince was like, go ahead, just play the solo. One guy was like, yeah, the famous solo in the middle of the song, I'm going to play it. Okay, play it. Prince said, don't worry about it. I'll just come in at the end. Because Prince already knew, I'm finna take it to the next level. I'm finna destroy you. Thank you, Lloyd Hinton. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody that's showing up, thank you. That's our third Cash App, or not Cash App, Super Chat for this movement right here. We're asking 30 people to join. We've got our third. We're 27 away. Please continue to support. So he got on stage and he destroyed them. The next year, what they did was they made an addendum and put him back in. I think he was like 14th or 11th or something like that. They put him back in, or they put him in. Do you see what I'm saying? They always got problems with the ones who set the tone. First off, Michael Jackson and Prince come from James Brown. They come from, thank you, Lloyd Hinton. They come from James Brown. They come from, who's the other guys? His name is it's the other guy. Who? Jackie Wilson. They come from James Brown, Jackie Wilson, Lil Richard, the lineage. You can see, what's my guy? Man, my brain is farting right now. You can see Jimi Hendrix. You see Jimi Hendrix in Prince. The way he plays the guitar, the distortion. You see all of these things, right? They just don't want to give ours credit. But really, while at the same time, their artists adore our artists. Their artists are sitting at the feet of the master, learning from our greats. I told you before, man, they don't want to, Jackie Wilson, that's right, Jackie Wilson, right? They don't want to give people their credit. So they come out and say Prince is not one of the greatest guitarists. Vanetta Colbert, thank you. We're at 6. Thank you. Right? Our artists are the greatest artists ever. Prince, Michael Jackson, whoever you want to say. Our artists are the greatest artists ever. Does this statement only count when white artists say it? So maybe we need to hear from Mick Jagger. Maybe we need to hear from Mick Jagger. So maybe we need to hear from Eric Clapton. So when Eric Clapton said, hey, somebody asked him if he was the greatest. Lloyd again? Thank you, brother. Somebody asked if he was greater. We're up to 7 now. We're up to 7 out of 30. Somebody asked if he was the greatest guitar ever, and he said, I don't know. Ask Prince. To me, one of my greatest guitarists is Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen, the Van Halen brothers are out of Pasadena. David Lee Roth went to John Muir High in Pasadena. That's a Pasadena group. Van Halen. A lot of people don't know. The Van Halens, their mother was Filipino. Eddie and Alex Van Halen. Their dad was European. So they played the European role. But their mama was Filipino. Okay? Eddie Van Halen starts off on the drums. His brother starts off on the guitar. And at one point, they switched. You take the guitar, you take the drums. Lloyd Hinton is acting up. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Right? We're up to 9 now. So when I look at Eddie Van Halen, I see one of the greatest guitarists in the world. He was technical. One of the most technically sound guitarist in the world. He shredded the guitar. And unlike, he almost played the guitar like a pianist would play the piano, right? Eddie was cold. But Prince had more rhythm and soul and that R&B, that rhythm and blues, that Prince, and Prince was technical, but he was also very gritty. Oh, man, Lloyd Hinton is in here wilding. We're up to 10 now. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, to me, those guys are 2 of the tops. So you can say Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know, there's Jimmy Page, of course, Jimi Hendrix, of course. But here's the thing, the real point that I'm trying to make is Rolling Stones, shut your mouth. You know who has more influence than Rolling Stone? Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick said, I'm what the culture feeling. Rolling Stone, you are not what the culture feeling. You not. You don't have the authority to speak on our legends. Yes, they're ours. They're yours too, because you get to be the rings around Saturn. You get to be influenced by our greats because they come out of our people. If they came out of yours, you would claim them as such, like you do the Rolling Stones, right? Like you do Elvis. You would claim them. Man, Lloyd Hinton is wilding. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you. We're at 11 out of 30, right? You would claim them like you do yours. Listen, because they didn't come from you, that doesn't give you the right to try to defame these legends. Prince got on stage and destroyed all of your so-called legends. Tom Petty. Everybody said, let me step back. When they create the greatest guitars list, where's B.B. King and his famous guitar, Lucille? Yes, we love Carlos Santana's guitar. Yes, but Carlos will let you know about Jimmy. Every rock and roll record, hard rock and roll, metal, whatever, got some kind of rhythm and blues riff in it. That's rhythm and blues. Y'all didn't make rhythm and blues. Y'all didn't make rock and roll. So stop trying to diminish what these legends did. You guys were openly racist back in the day. You didn't want Michael Jackson to be the biggest star in the world. But as Kendrick said so poignantly, in his Super Bowl, he said, you can't fake influence. Michael and Prince during their time were giants. They were giants. It's just that simple. Stop trying to diminish their legacy, man. Like that, it's really disrespectful. We only got 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in this challenge. We have gotten 10 out of 30. We just need 20 more people to drop a 5 spot. We'd appreciate it if you could do it. Go to the super chat down at the bottom. There's Lloyd again. One more time, man. We appreciate you, Lloyd. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Lloyd. Lloyd is in here cooking. We are at 12 out of 30. So we've got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. But I'm just making this point. I think it's sad that this is what's going on. Like I said, back in the day, they was openly racist. The not giving Prince the shot that he needed. He's nominated 38 times. He only gets 7 Grammys. Mike is also nominated 38 times. He only gets 13. And the majority of the 13 came from one album. And that was Thriller. He won 8 on one night, which is still a record. So, again, they don't want to see us or acknowledge us as the greatest. They want to say they're the greatest, but they also want to say they learned from the greatest. And I guess somehow they've transcended the greatest. We got 1 minute and 55 seconds left in this campaign here. We got 14 of 30. Please continue, my friends. Please continue supporting. Please continue supporting. Hey, Dwayne Hicks, thank you. Thank you. What is that? One Tim Dog. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We moving and shaking. Lloyd Hinton is back in here again. Lloyd he done gave about 10 of them. 10 or 15, it looked like. Like, what is going on, Lloyd? So I just, I wanted to bring this up because they talked about Lady in My Life, which is one of the most incredible records ever. And if you understand Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson's process, they did something where they had the songs battling. Look at this. If Michael Jackson had just capped off Thriller with track 8 instead of track 9, he would have created one of the most flawless works in music history. It is one of the most flawless works in music history. Who is the writer? But for reasons that are hard to fathom, why are they hard to fathom? He tacked Lady in My Life onto the end. He did deliver a strong vocal, but it's in service of a song that has no business on the same album as Billie Jean Beat It, Human Nature, Thriller, and Wanna Be Starting Something. These are lies. You're a liar, and so is your mama. I'm sorry. Why don't we just tell the truth? You and your mama is a liar. Man, that's one of the coldest records ever. Period. Whoever wrote this is a complete blithering idiot. Lady in My Life, Michael did the vocal in one take, fool. One take. One take. What in the world? We got to 18 out of 30. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. And again, if you'd rather give to my Cash App, support my Cash App. My Cash App is $ZoWhat. I get that instantly. We won't see this minus YouTube's, 30%. We won't see this for another month, these donations. So if you want to support me directly, I'd appreciate it. Thank you guys. Reggie, much love. Tracy, Brooks. Tracy, what up? Thank you. If you guys would rather hit the Cash App directly, there it is on the screen. $ZoWhat. Support the best way. But that's what I'm saying. Like, shut up. You guys always recontextualize our history, whether it's ancient Egypt, ancient America. You told us these people were Indian. That's what you told us. But the word Indian was ascribed by a Spanish man, Colombo, right? Columbus. And we don't even know if he real. He thought he was going to India. He saw some people. He said, oh, there go the Indians. But what color were they? Brown, red skin. Come on. Everything gets recontextualized when it comes to us, and we be the most confused. No magazine, I don't give a damn who you are. Kendrick has more influence than you do. Michael Jackson went in there and sang that record one time after sitting in the studio. That's exactly what they doing, Mike, is gaslighting. Sitting in the studio wearing a monkey mask. This is a real story. Mike sitting in the studio wearing a monkey mask. In the dark. Engineers are trying to get him to sing the song. He not singing for some reason. Quincy is not there. He's sitting in there with a monkey mask on. An hour go by, they like, yo, man, somebody go get Mike. Man, Mike is tripping. He not talking to nobody. He just got on a Cornelius mask. Planet of the Apes, Cornelius. Sitting in there with a damn monkey mask on. Eventually, Quincy comes in and cusses him out. Man, what the fuck? Do you know how much money this is costing? Get in there and sing the damn song, man. This is a song that Michael struggled with because Quincy was telling him, hey, this is your woman. You got to beg, man. Shit, man. She's going to slip through your hands, man. You got to get in there and you got to emote. You got to feel it, Mike. This is your woman, man. You're going to lose her. Yeah. Quincy is on his ass like, hey, man, shit, man, get in there, you know? Fight. Fight for your woman, you know? Let her know how you feel. Man, Mike takes the monkey mask off after getting cussed out by Q. Takes it off. Tells Q, tell everybody to leave. Turn off all the lights. And hit record. Mike sang that shit one time. One take. Pitch perfect. The record you hear is one take. Turn the lights off. Sang it one time. And for black people, listen, let me tell you something, Rolling Stones, for black people, that's one of our favorite records. According to your logic, I Can't Help It is a hidden gem. I'm tired of white people just coming up on shit. It was I Can't Help It from Off the Wall, written by Stevie Wonder, performed by Michael Jackson, produced by Quincy Jones. Listen, that's not a hidden gem to us. It's a hidden gem to you. We've known about the record ever since it came out. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I just get so upset when they get involved. Why are they involved? Who gave them a voice? Rolling Stone says, you're named after a group who bit all of their stuff from black artists. And they'll say it. They'll say it. Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger, Sly and the Family Stone. They'll say it. They'll say they got everything they got from black artists. Do you guys remember when Rolling Stone posted Justin Timberlake on their cover as the new king of pop? Y'all remember that? Then years later, we find out that the whole damn album was written and produced by Pharrell and Timbo for Michael Jackson. They went to Mike first. Here, man. We got some cold shit for you, MJ. This for you. Mike turned the album down. Then they went to Justin. Cultural appropriation. Justin, the white boy Disney version of Michael's flawless falsetto. Okay, you can do these records because you want to be Mike anyway. If Justin gave a fuck about Michael's legacy, and if Michael is one of his heroes, and if Michael influenced him so much, when Rolling Stones put him on the cover as the new king of pop, he would have said, y'all don't do that. That's disrespect. Don't do that. The same way Michael Jordan is saying, hey, man, don't call me the greatest. I never call myself the greatest. Do you know I never played against Wilt? I never played against Kareem in his prime. I never played against Jerry West in his prime. Don't do that. Don't come at me like that. Did Justin do that? Just like Justin didn't come to Janet's defense when he was part of the Super Bowl malfunction. She got canceled, but he didn't. Come on, man. Stop with the racism. It is racism. It's discriminatory. Come on. It's obvious. How this man got an album, one album that sold 125 million worldwide, but only got 38 Grammy nominations? How is this the largest, most famous, most successful artist in the history of the genre? How is that possible? And you got 38 Grammy noms. How's that possible?
Did they create the genre? Pop?
There was no genre pop before he showed up. They had yacht rock. Yacht rock is Sailing, take me away. They had yacht rock coming straight out of disco. Who put the nail in disco? Michael Jackson. Because he came out with a hybrid sounding album that had the last vestiges of disco in it. Off the Wall, 79. By 80, we into yacht rock. Sailing, take me away. That's where we at. 82 come, he dropped a new sound. It's not disco, it's not yacht rock, it's something else. What the fuck genre is wanna be starting something? Is it funk? No, not quite. What is that? You know what, Quincy, man, put some African chants in it. Mama say, mama sa, mama sa. Throw that shit in there. What genre is Prince's Little Red Corvette? You know, you could say what it is. It's rock. It's soft rock. No, it ain't. These were, when I tell you, these two guys right here were genre benders. I'm going to take gospel. I'm going to take funk. I'm going to take, Mike created the category of pop. And if you go back and you listen to Thriller, it's not a pop album. PYT, Baby Be Mine, these are funk, R&B, classic records. They're processed. Quincy and Mike made records battle. We're going to record 300 for this. You know, we did 900 songs for this album, you know. Shit, you know. And the real trouble is, man, you got to whittle that down to 9. You know, and these songs, you know, these guys write the songs, and man, it's like asking them to kill their babies, you know, when you say this can't be on the album. But, you know, that's a producer's job, man. He's supposed to say, no, I got to say, no, this song doesn't make it, man. This song doesn't cut it. Shit, we can't put it on. It's not as good as this one. They had a record on this Thriller album, right? It was called Carousel, produced by the same people who created Human Nature. If you know anything about the construction of this album, the musicians behind the Thriller album was the yacht rock group Toto. Africa, I trust the rains down in Africa. Joanne, what was the other one they had? Roxanne, or what was it? Rosanna. They had some, Rosanna. That's Toto. Those are the musicians behind Thriller. That was a yacht rock phase. Who killed yacht rock? Yacht rock had like a hot year. Who killed it, Mike? Get the fuck out of here, yacht rock. Get up out of here. So when we're talking Rolling Stone, it's like y'all just be, and I think because they understand shock value and clickbait, I think that is the motive behind why they make these incendiary statements, because in a lot of ways it keeps them relevant because people like me get triggered and we start talking about it. But make no mistake, y'all ain't got no business speaking on Mike, Prince, Rick James, any of those guys, anybody. Listen, man, this our shit. You don't get to speak on it. So I'm gonna move on. Did I break that down clearly enough, Mike? You think, did I?
Absolutely. You went into super detail. You was hitting the melody marks. You was bringing back memories.
No, I can't sing now. I can't do that.
No, but you hum it very well.
Okay, cool. I can hum it. All right, really quickly. May 31st, me and my homeboy Ray Grady, we gonna be in the heart of Inglewood at the legendary Miracle Theater. So people been asking me, well, how come you won't do your version of the conversation? And everybody has been taken from you. Listen, I love those young kids that are doing the conversation. Listen, it's their time. That's another lesson Quincy taught me. He said, man, when I was putting together the Back on the Block album, he said, man, I brought in the legends, Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Miles Davis. I brought in all the legends. You know what I'm saying? George Benson. Just to basically say, yeah, we're the legends. It's cool. But the thing that's taken over now is hip hop. So he brought in Kool Moe Dee, Ice-T, Big Daddy Kane, and Melly Mel for the Back on the Block album. He said hip hop is taking over. And he could have picked LL, he could have picked Run, he could have picked a whole bunch of people in 92. He picked Moe Dee. The reason why, because he went back and did the research and found out who Moe Dee was and how he was foundational. He found out he had to take Kane and Ice because they came with Warner Brothers, and Quincy was on Warner Brothers. But he went and hand-selected Mo and Melly Mel because they represented the impetus and, in Quincy's mindset at that time, the highest quality of lyricism. And Quincy was also saying, okay, hip-hop is now. But then he brought in a young 9-year-old Tevin Campbell, because he was saying this kid is the future. So when I see the young kids that are doing, the conversation, I ain't nobody mad at them kids. And I'm only calling them kids because they're much younger than I am, and I'm deeply appreciative for the work that they're doing. So there's no shade, there's no hate, there's only congratulations. But somebody asked me to do it, and it was Ray Grady. Grady said, man, let's do a theater. You bring the clinicians and the questions and the dope-ass relationship roundtables that you hold. You do that, and I'll bring the comedians. And we'll have tailor-made jokes for the topics you curate. I said, what? He was like, yeah, let's do it. May 31st. Right? 7 p.m. on Saturday. This is Memorial Day weekend. I want you guys to go to the Miracle Theater and get your tickets. I guess you can get them online. Get your tickets. Comedic Relationship Roundtable hosted by none other than our good brother, comedian Ray Grady, and KBLA's own Voice of Reason. Come on, more special guests to be announced. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. We trying to sell that whole place out. If you guys are in the Los Angeles area, buy your tickets, get your tickets. Support, 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 support. Do the best you can, all right? Let's keep it pushing. We got more to talk about. I want to say this matters a lot to me. This little piece right here. Hold on one second, guys. Lloyd, thank you for the Cash App. Thank you. We got Willie Johnson on the Cash App. We got MJ Hester on the Cash App. We got Jeffrey Hicks. And we got J.D. Jimerson. Listen, the best way to support, and I get it right now, is via my Cash App. So if you guys want to support the channel, please do that right now. Please go to my Cash App, $ZoWhat Netter. Let me see if you guys are ordering. Yes, you are. I see. Cameron, I'm a process your order as well. People are getting Willie Johnson. Okay. Willie Johnson and Cameron. I'm going to make sure you all orders go out tomorrow. Go to my Cash App, $ZoWhat Netter, to continue to support. Let me get back to this topic. It's very important to me. It hits home for me. And I'm going to tell you why. Just give me a second as I pull it up. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. This matters to me. Lavar Ball makes first public comments since having his foot amputated. Lavar Ball, the CEO of Big Baller Brand and father of Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo Ball, has acknowledged reports that he recently had his right foot amputated. Appearing in a video posted to TikTok, Ball even makes light of his surgery. Everyone heard what happened, and y'all can take my foot, but you know what you can't take? He said that Prembry account. He continues by singing along to his son LiAngelo's recent hit single, Tweaker. Let me tell you why this matters to me, man. This man, whether you agree with him or not, clearly pours into his sons and raised them and brought them to a level of what he envisioned for them. He's brash, he's bold, but I, as a father of a kid that went through the same process, you know, I think Lonzo Ball is born in 97. He's a year younger than New, my son, my oldest. And so they were on the circuit together. You can, back in the day, Earl Watson sent me a clip of him. I think he was on the show with Skip, and he was talking about Lonzo. When Lonzo was playing in the AAU circuit, New was the 2 guard. And they were talking about Lonzo when he was getting ready to go to UCLA. And they were talking and saying, or it was Earl Watson, because New played on Earl Watson's AAU team. And Earl was like, man, I knew Lonzo was special because he was playing with another special kid, and he didn't have to do this, but he was doing it on purpose, man. He was playing with another special kid, New Williams. And he said in their first AAU game, he was like, Lonzo alley-oop New Williams about 8 times, and New dunked every single one of them. So these kids kind of grew up in the same era at the same time. And this man, Lavar, navigated 2 of the 3 of his sons to the NBA, which was part of his goal. Not only did he do that, he created a side league, which they're now trying to do. They tried to take his idea and turn it into the G League Ignite. He was talking about paying these kids. He paid those kids. And then they said, damn, we gotta start paying these kids. The dude is revolutionary. And the dude's a great father. And he raised 3 boys. And he been trying his damnedest to get that 3rd boy in the league to play with the other 2. But I have to take my hat off to show respect to this brother. I don't know what his medical condition was that caused him to have this emergency amputation. But I think, man, sometimes we get so caught up in the drama, and the toxicity of social media that we forget to give people their flowers. This man deserves his flowers because he did what he was supposed to do. He got them kids where they needed to be. And I'm proud of him as a dad, as a fellow dad. Like, hell, man. Lonzo was at UCLA at the time. New is down at Auburn. And I ain't even gonna lie, I'm taking some notes, man. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna let these people take advantage of my boy. I'm not gonna do that. And y'all don't have to agree with everything Lavar says, but he did a damn good job with his kids, man. So shout out to Lavar, man. And man, I hope you have no more medical issues, my friend. I hope you have no more medical issues. Please, no more medical issues. Your sons, they need you. And hell, your businesses, your enterprises, your wife, everybody needs you, your family, bruh. So whatever it is that you can do to circumvent any more medical issues, I hope you take advantage of that. Let me move on to the next topic. Attorney Tony.
Can we talk a little bit about this for a couple minutes? The ball?
Well, you have a question? What?
Well, I remember his era distinctively. Would you say talent-wise, a lot of people who are or are not in the NBA are on the same level talent-wise? And if you compare your son to his sons, he and his mouthpiece talked a great game. He made them super relevant based upon constantly getting the attention and the way his arrogance, people would just, like, how can he say these things? And I believe that conversation helped propel his sons to the level what they are now.
Well, I don't know about that. I look at it like this. The NBA has changed. The NBA has adopted, and I said this maybe a month or so ago, NBA has adopted Major League Baseball. There's no more Ricky Hendersons. There's no more Ken Griffey Jr.'s. There's no more Barry Bonds. Right? They said, we're going to go to another country to get a different type of player that doesn't have the hood with him, that don't have the streets with him, right? That doesn't have the entourage, that doesn't have the cornrows, that doesn't have the baby mama child support issues. Come on, man. Sean Kemp had 13 baby mamas. What number Dwight on? No disrespect, man. Jerry West told me himself when we signed Isaiah Ryder, he was like, man, you got child support issues? I'm going to take that off the table. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have our people pay your child support for you before you get your money. David Stern was like, no more nigga shit. We finna get a whole new nigga. We gonna go to France. We're gonna go to Europe. We're going to get a different product. Major League Baseball did it. We're going to the Dominican Republic. We're going to Cuba. We're going to get our athletic Negro. He just won't be American. Now, if you tie that into the work of Antonio Moore, when Antonio's talking about the wealth gap, for all intents and purposes, in American culture, your Major League Baseball player, your entertainer, your comedian, your actor, your NBA player, your NFL player, they're lords in terms of social structure. They are lords. They have the disposable income. They can purchase as much pussy as they want. They can get married and cheat. And women are like, okay, because if you cheat on me, I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to get the kids. That's another way into the money. Lordship. Do you see? David Stern was like, enough. We're going to take away your lordship because we really don't want to see you wealthy anyway. We're creating a lord class, a class of lords. We really don't want to see you wealthy. We'd rather see another country's black person because they're dying to be here. You're discontent while you're here, and rightfully so. Lavar's kids are the last of the trenchers. And I'm not saying they're the last. I mean, there's a few trenchers in there. But the league is definitely shifting from American homegrown black boys to Europeans. Freedom of movement, slow the game down. You don't have to be as athletic.
Shoot threes.
Shoot a bunch of threes. The game is different. Where's the Gary Payton? And I'm not talking about GP2. Do you understand? See, somebody said Zion, but Zion is not a striver because AAU affects basketball players differently than football. Football, you got to get in there and you either you trenching or you're not playing. See, the NFL is built on trenchers. I choose Roll Tide. I'm gonna put the Roll Tide hat on. I choose Alabama. Big ass running back, linebacker. Why? Because I gotta take care of my mama. The NFL is built on trenchers. You can't go get a trencher like this Alabama-fed, corn-fed boy in France. They don't have them yet. But that doesn't mean they're not trying, because the NFL is expanding into Europe. That doesn't mean they're not trying. The American football player is primarily black. And its speed, its athleticism, these are some of the most athletic. They're shifting out of that in the NBA to legacy players. Oh, your dad is whoop-de-whoop. Come on. Or you're from France. You're from Germany. You're from Argentina. So the NBA is changing like the Major League Baseball did. They said, we're going to stop making Negroes rich. A class of lords. We're going to stop all of that. So that's why I also tip my hat to Lavar, because he has done an excellent job creating three lords, man, and I appreciate all the work that he's done. But I got to talk about this. Attorney Tony Busby, barred from practicing in Southern New York District, could impact ongoing Diddy lawsuits. Jay-Z is suing Busby because they had to withdraw, right? They had to withdraw that lawsuit. Jay-Z went off on them, went hard in the paint, pressed them. Now this attorney can't do that ambulance chasing shit in New York no more, right? And again, what's starting to come out is, nobody's talking about it, Diddy's lawyers. Well, let me cover this one first. Diddy just had a lawyer leave the case, leave his case. Now, as far as this case has progressed, it's very difficult to just leave a case. As a lawyer, you got to give a reasonable reason for why you need to leave the case. Typically, it's the judge's discretion. He doesn't have to let you go. But they let him go, and to me, that's kind of suspicious. Either something unethical was done, something unethical was uncovered, something happened. We don't know. But one of Diddy's lawyers leaves the case. But I tell you this, and a lot of people are not talking about it. There's a video out, or there's a video, it's a clip, and it's all alleged, of course. But they're saying on Diddy's side that they have multiple freak-offs with the young lady that he abused in the hotel as dominant and enjoying it and directing and fully participating. And what I'm saying is this is turning into Knots Landing meets Dallas meets Days of Our Lives all mixed together. Like, this is getting crazy. But if those cases that are filed against Diddy are done sloppily, like in the case of Tony Busby's case, I'm just saying, you might see a lot of the charges that are being filed against Diddy falling off. You might see it. I'm not saying Diddy is innocent. I don't know. I'm not saying Diddy is guilty. I don't know. But the way Jay-Z and his people attacked Tony Busby and showed all the flaws and how sloppily that case was put together, everybody else should be tightening up their case, or you're going to see a lot of dropped cases. Oh, I don't remember what happened. Well, wait a minute. You gave a whole elaborate, oh, Lord. Have you been coached into saying this? So it all starts to look suspicious. Everybody hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so right now. Let me do this too. We're going to transition real quickly. Pope Francis is in critical condition, the Vatican says. You guys got to, if you know anything about this Pope, he was a radical. He's from Argentina. He was a radical. A lot of people didn't expect him to be the Pope. It was Pope Benedict XVI, Ratzenberg, who was from Germany. If you look up Ratzenberg's, Pope Benedict's crest, his was the crest with the Moors, the black Moors on the crest. Pope Benedict XVI was the first pope in over 600 years to resign the office. And when he resigned the office, he went and got the most radical person he knew in the Vatican. And that radically conservative, but radical. When I say he was a radical, he was like caught up in some liberation shit. Like, he was caught up in some stuff in Argentina. They got documentaries and movies about him. I think when he was younger, he had a piece of his lung removed, which is causing some of his difficulties now. When Ratzenberg decided to resign under the weight of the pending cases around bishop and cardinal misconduct with young boys, that was getting to him. And, you know, Ratzenberg died shortly thereafter that, after he goes back to Germany, I guess. But Ratzenberg went to Argentina to get him. And he succeeded Ratzenberg, who is known as Pope Benedict XVI. Now, you do know how the process works. If, in fact, the Pope dies, the Vatican has something called conclave, where all the bishops close themselves up in a room and deliberate over who should become the next pope, based on if the smoke is black, they haven't decided. If the smoke is white, then you have a new pope. So for Ratzenberg to go to Argentina and get him and make sure that he became pope is interesting. But it's very interesting. A lot of people are going to be affected if this pope dies. You know, Catholicism was one of the largest religions in the world. I think they have over 1 billion followers. Did you see the logo for Ratzenberg? If you could look that up, that would be dope. Well, just Pope Benedict the 16th. Also, really quickly, I want to make a quick divergence here. A friend of mine, my homeboy who owns the cigar lounge here in Inglewood, his son has just dropped a fly ass album. I really want you guys to check out this album and tell me what you think about it. The artist is called Mo Thorough. One word, Mothoro, Mo Thorough. He just dropped an album today. It's on all PCS, you can get it Apple, iTunes, all of that. But please support the kid, Mo Thorough, Mothoro, Mo Thorough. Please support this guy. When I tell you he's special, he is indeed special. Hey, what up, Black Ron? I see you up in here, man. The Pope that quit. Yeah. That's the Pope that quit is Ratzenberg or Benedict the 16th. All right, I got another one. Here we go. We got to talk about it. That's Ratzenberg. So when all of the sex cases and all of that stuff started coming out, that's Benedict the 16th. He was from Germany. A lot of people even speculated that he had Nazi ties. Rises and becomes the Pope. You do know that the Vatican is the smallest sovereign country in the world. You do know that the Vatican is built directly on top of ancient Rome. So the Pope just took over for Caesar. You do realize that the Pope has the power in Europe to raise and bring low kings. He is the one that tells people if they're royal. That's how it worked. Right? And something that was usurped from ancient Egypt and African cultures, the Pope is considered the vicar of Christ. In other words, Christ or God in physical form, Christ in physical form, the vicar, the vessel of Christ. So he's supposed to be the holiest of holy, right? We're not going to talk about the fish head on his hat that is a fish head. We're not going to get into all of that. Now let's get to our Pope, or one of our popes. Y'all might not like this when I say. Furious T.D. Jakes doubles down on defamers in court as he insists he never harbored carnal desires for men. That's Mo Thorough. Y'all go support Mo Thorough. I'm moving kind of quick. Y'all check out Mo Thorough. This is my brother's son. Mo Thorough is dope as fuck, man, as an artist. I promise you. I'm going to tell you, if I was with a label right now, I would definitely sign Mo Thorough to a record deal because his hooks, songwriting, sing, rap, he got all of it. And it's an interesting flow. Feels like it feels like Kendrick meets Farside meets De La Soul meets Tribe meets, you know what I'm saying? Like he's such a different artist. So I want you guys to get out there and support his music. And you guys get back to me and you tell me what you think. But let's get back to T.D. Jakes. After patiently turning the other cheek, so to speak, wow, who wrote this? This is from your web. It says, after patiently turning the other cheek, so to speak, for years as people damaged his reputation, megachurch pastor T.D. Jakes finally made the unprecedented move to defend himself legally. Jake says he's gotten tired of the lies spread by his critics. The 68-year-old renowned pastor, preacher, bishop filed a defamation lawsuit against Dwayne Youngblood, who is 58 years old, last November. In the lawsuit, he denied he assaulted Youngblood, a former pastor, when he was a teenager, or his older brother, Pastor Richard Edwin Youngblood. On October 28th and November 3rd, 2024, Dwayne Youngblood claimed in interviews with internet personality Larry Reed on his Larry Reed Live podcast that T.D. Jakes sexually assaulted him when he was about 18 or 19 years old, approximately 40 years ago. Dwayne alleged that Jakes tried to kiss him after they had been talking with him for about 2 hours at the home of an older adult clergywoman, where he was staying during a local church revival. The following morning, Jakes called his home and disclosed that he wanted him to become a local/Pittsburgh sex partner. My mother answers the phone and she says to me, Dwayne, it's Elder Jakes. Jakes and I got on that phone, and when I got on the phone, I could hear water. He was sitting in a bathtub. I don't want to go any further. I don't need any more of that. But apparently, T.D. Jakes has come out and said, nah, no, sir. No, sir. Defamation case. Yo, this is crazy. I think T.D. Jakes is probably one of the most articulate, one of the most charismatic, moving, inspirational pastors there are. But I'm going to keep telling y'all to stop following the man. Regardless of who they are, myself included, stop following the man. You got to go through hell in order to learn who you are. This is what makes this reality hell. You got to go through hell in order to learn who you are. Attachment. The Buddha talked about it. Attachment equals suffering. You're attached to your success. You're attached to your things. You're attached to your partner. You're attached to your children. You're attached to your position in the world. And the one thing you're attached to that you don't want to be attached to are your internal wounds. So you spend your life running away from the wound, trying to conquer the world after having run away from your deep-seated issues. I'm not saying T.D. Jakes is guilty of anything. But what I'm saying, what we are guilty of is we pedestalize the project. Every person you meet is a project. Every person you meet is a work in progress. We pedestalize the project. And this goes for Brother Jakes as well. Again, I'm not saying this brother is guilty of anything. And if anything, I am hoping and praying that he's not guilty. But if he were found to be fraudulent in some case, I would not be surprised, because he's a human being and people have flaws and people have issues. And many times we will pedestalize someone that we believe is close to God or closer to God than we think we are, or more favored by God, or whatever we think we lack, we pedestalize those folk. So many people think, oh, this is the man of God. A man of God is flawed too. A man of God is broken too. You know, a man of God has all the issues that an ungodly man may have. The only difference is the man of God has a focal point to say, you know what, let me focus on God during this difficult time. Whereas an ungodly person has no focal point and they stay in their ungodly ways. I'm not here to judge nothing. What I am here to say is, don't be surprised at any outcome. For or against, don't be surprised. We spend a lot of times pedestalizing entertainers, podcasters, everybody. Anybody that's successful according to the definition of a toxic society, we put them on a pedestal. We think they're better than us. We think I want him to pray for me. Maybe his words are more accepted by God than my own words. It's just not how it works. It's just not how it works. So I'm very saddened to hear this, but T.D. Jakes is fighting back by filing a defamation case. Will he win? I don't know. Will he get them to shut up? I don't know. Will he expose them as people that are trying to rob him? Maybe. Meanwhile, I want you to see this clip on Western society. Why is this important? This video clip on Western society. Have you noticed every one of our legends get attacked? Every one. Prince, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, everybody gets attacked, right? Every single person gets knocked in the head. Am I lying? Am I lying? Bill Cosby. Yeah, Bill Cosby was out there doing something weird, right? But what about the guy from Abercrombie and Fitch? You remember him?
I don't have that video. What's the name of it?
Y'all remember the guy for Abercrombie and Fitch? This right here. Can you see it?
I see it. Could you copy that link? Could you send it to my phone?
Let's see.
And I'll get it queued up.
Abercrombie and Fitch. Do you guys remember? It's been real quiet around him, right? Was he trafficking men? Am I making something up, y'all? Am I making something up? How come it be quiet around their deviants and it be loud and we gonna destroy and tear down every brick and mortar of your legacy in front of everybody so everybody can see you defamed and demoralized, you immoral monster of men? But it's been hella quiet. How did he keep his story out of the media? Abercrombie and Fitch. I'm just interested. I'm interested to know. What up, Tracy Brooks? What up, everybody in the chat? We got 320 people in the chat. What up, people? Hope everybody all good today. 263 TY. He gave us $9.99 in euros, man. I'm 100% with you, man. You guys, if you want to support me directly, just go to my Cash App, $ZoWhat Netter. Please support the best way you know how. Your brother Zoe Williams is deeply and greatly appreciative for all of your support. Also, I don't want you guys to forget something. Tonight, KBLA Talk 1580. the ZoWhat show, the voice of reason, anyway. The voice of reason will be back with all new topics. Like I said, that podcast is taking off. I mean, definitely took off, but it is crazy. Like, I had a conversation with their chief marketer over there. And I'm not going to say his exact words, but what he did was he sent me a snapshot of the downloads for the first 2 months of this year. It's pounds. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, brother. The pounds. Yes, thank you. He sent me the downloads. I ain't going to tell you what he said, but he sent me the download list, the numbers. All I got to say is we are acting a complete fool. And all I ask you guys to do is continue to give us 5-star ratings on, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Amazon, wherever we are, because it's on all PCS. Support all of those platforms where I'm at. If these conversations are helping you in any way, shape, or form, hey, man, let me know. Shoot me an email. There's my Instagram, at Sir HRH, Mr. ZoWhat. Go to my website, support something. I'm telling you, this is happening. And when I get ready to show y'all what I've been working on, and we're getting close to it, but when I get ready, you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. As Nzinga says, she says, meet us here tonight in this chat at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Voice of Reason on KBLA, right here on YouTube. It's definitely going to be a slapper. I promise you. And I'm open to people giving us topic ideas. The young lady Attila Phillips out of Houston, Texas, has really just taken the bull by the horns, man. And I'm open for anybody who wants to, contribute topics and ideas and concepts. I'm 100% on board. But she has taken over and has gone off. Let me tell you what tonight's topic is going to be. This is her topic. Made me laugh. Y'all got to tune in for this. The relationship one-drop rule. A deeper dive into relationship deal breakers. Is one deal breaker too many? Are they the best things you've ever had, or are they the one lesson you'll never forget? Man, listen. One mistake out your ass and it's over. Well, you deal breakers, right? Yo, she's wild, man. Yo, I'm sorry, I had to give. We got so many damn slappers. We got so many damn slappers this week. It's not funny. It's not funny. All right, play this clip real quick. I want you guys to see something. While we being distracted by Diddy and TD Jakes and everything else, listen to what this white man has to say about the toxic society in which we live. Check this out.
So you got a bombshell indictment against the former chief executive at Abercrombie & Fitch. Prosecutors say that Mike Jeffries and 2 others ran an international sex trafficking ring for years, exploiting dozens of young models all over the world. Brian Yennis is here with more on what we think we know so far. Good morning to you.
Yeah, Bill, good morning. Well, longtime former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO Michael Jeffries is charged with 16 counts of sex trafficking and interstate prostitution. The 80-year-old smiled as he left federal court in West Palm Beach yesterday. Jeffries must wear a GPS ankle monitor. He's confined to home detention after being released on a $10 million bond. 2 other men were also charged, including Jeffries' romantic partner, Matthew Smith, who was denied bail. Now, prosecutors allege that between 2008 and 2015, Jeffries and his partner paid a recruiter to lure dozens of men to take part in sex parties around the world. The men were forced to drink alcohol and take drugs, many believing they were meeting Jeffries for Abercrombie & Fitch modeling opportunities, while others were told not participating in sex events would hurt their careers.
Jeffries was the CEO of one of the most recognizable clothing retailers in the world. He was using his power, his wealth, and his influence to traffic men for his own sexual pleasure and that of his romantic partner, Matthew Smith.
Now, Jeffries and Smith are accused of spending millions of dollars running a secret sex trafficking enterprise, employing a staff to operate these sex events and a security company to conduct background checks, make sure the victims sign non-disclosure agreements, and to even surveil witnesses. His attorney issued a statement to Fox saying they will respond to the allegations in court, not in the media. Jeffries, Smith, and the accused recruiter, they face up to life in prison if convicted. This indictment identifies 15 John Does, the victims. But the FBI believes, Bill, that there are many more, and they are encouraging folks to call the FBI, 1-800.
Well, a lot of potential witnesses if all that's true, or
That's
even
right.
half of it. We'll see where it goes. Brian, thank you. for that.
Explosive story. Thanks, Brian.
Why is it so quiet? How come we don't hear about him? He's 80 years old. He's been doing this for 80 years. Well, not 80 years, but he's been doing this for a long time. People get to just fade off, right? Just get to fade off into obscurity. Right? Got the complexion for protection, I guess. We were trying to play another clip because you guys hear me mention Krishnamurti a lot when we talk about this toxic society. We were trying to play another clip. Mike is having a little bit of an issue with it, but what I'll do is I'll just wait until next week to play it, and we'll make sure that we get it up and running. Listen, I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Again, I'm going to the post office tomorrow. If you want your order of He Is Risen, make your order now. This is actually helping to support our good brother, Dr. Russell Harrison. He promises me that he's going to be back up and running pretty soon in terms of detoxes, and I want to bring him on and continue to promote him. Also, last week, I got a couple of book sales, which was a pleasant surprise. Thank you, guys. You know, I still have boxes and boxes and boxes of The Shrouded Lighthouse. Trust me, if you guys want to help support your brother, please purchase a book. I will sign it for you. I'll give you a signed copy of it. Let's just purchase the rest of those books. The Shrouded Lighthouse, I got at least 400 or 500 copies left. Great book, great read, and it actually gives you a lot of insight into what I do on KBLA. A lot of the talking points that I share on KBLA's station comes out of my Shrouded Lighthouse book. If you see that on the screen right there, BTS, Behind the Scenes, Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, simply what that means is you might hear me cussing during the break, or you might hear me talking reckless. It's behind the scenes. But if I encourage you to call in, no cursing on the air, right? See, I can cuss here now. Shit, damn. Slap the Kool-Aid out your motherfucking. I can say all that. But I can't do that on the air, right? When I'm live on KBLA, that's terrestrial radio, and we're broadcasting out of Los Angeles. So if you tune in tonight to The Voice of Reason, just know you'll be watching the behind the scenes. It's funny. We have conversations during the break. It's crazy. It's an interesting vibe. And then we get back to the show. And many of the callers who listen to the show call in from all over the country. You are encouraged to do so as well. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Listen, that's it for Zoe. I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I thank you for your support. I thank you for hitting the like button. I just hit the like button myself. Hey, and come back tonight. Okay, we had 248 likes out of 319 people in here. On your way out, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Thank you for the support. Love you guys. Thank you for tapping in. I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and I'll holla at y'all tonight. Deuces.